What if your entire city, your home, the very ground beneath your feet, was man-made and just floating on a giant lake? Today, we're heading high up into the Andes to explore the incredible floating reed islands of the Oros people, a civilization that literally built their world on water.
Just think about that for a second. The ground under your feet isn't rock or dirt, but a woven raft made of reeds. For the Uros people living on Lake Titicaca, one of the highest lakes in the world, this isn't some fantasy. It's their reality, and it has been for centuries, born out of a need to escape conflicts on the mainland.
You can just feel the awe in that traveler's voice, can't you? It's that sensation of stepping into another reality where solid ground is just a distant memory. It's incredible. But this leads us to the question, how in the world do you build an island from scratch?
Well, this isn't magic. It's a masterpiece of ancient engineering, passed down from generation to generation. And we're about to break down exactly how they build an entire world from nothing, right on top of the water.
So how do they do it? Let's break down this incredible process. Okay, step 1, the foundation. They start by harvesting dense blocks of totara reed roots, which are naturally buoyant, and they weave them together to form a solid base. Step 2 is all about the layering. They lay down fresh reeds, crisscrossing the layers week after week to give them strength. Then comes compacting, and get this, sometimes they'll even play soccer on the new layers just to press them down. But this work never stops. Step 4 is maintenance. The bottom layers are always rotting away, so they constantly have to add new reeds on top. And finally, anchoring. They secure the entire island to the lakebed with ropes and heavy stones to keep it from drifting off. It's a living, breathing structure.
And the result is this totally surreal feeling. When a boat's wake passes by, the whole island gently sways with the waves. It's soft, it's springy, and it's completely unique. One traveler described it as walking on a giant waterbed, which is just the perfect analogy for this strange and amazing experience.
And this isn't a one-person job. Amalia, a resident of the islands, makes it clear this is a full-on community effort. Everyone, men and women, pitches in with the constant maintenance, laying new reeds to keep their home, their very ground, from sinking back into the lake. But maintaining this ancient way of life isn't easy in the 21st century. Survival today brings a whole new set of challenges, and for the Uros people, the biggest one is tourism, a true double-edged sword. So here's where we see the central conflict. On one hand, you have some visitors who feel the experience can be a bit touristy, a performance put on for their benefit. But on the other hand, for the Uros people themselves, tourism isn't a performance. It's their main source of income. It's what allows them to survive. And this brilliantly illustrates what's at stake. Amalia's words are powerful. Tourism isn't just some extra thing. It's the foundation of their modern economy. It's how they buy things they can't make, and most importantly, how they send their kids to school, giving them opportunities for the future. And to be fair, that's a reality that's not lost on thoughtful visitors. Even while they might critique the touristy aspects, they recognize that their presence, their money, is what allows this unique culture to survive and adapt in the modern world. It's a delicate, symbiotic relationship. So you've got this delicate balance between tradition and tourism on Lake Titicaca. For a long time, the Oros were seen as a complete anomaly. But what if I told you they're not alone? Let's zoom out because this incredible practice of building on water is actually a global phenomenon. Seriously, what if this wasn't just a Peruvian tradition, but a global example of human adaptation? From Asia to Africa, different cultures have figured out ways to build a life on the water using the natural materials around them. Let's compare. In Peru, as we've seen, they use the local totora reeds to build entire islands for their homes. Now look at Lake Tana in Ethiopia. They use a different plant, papyrus reeds, not to build islands, but to construct their traditional fishing boats called tanquas. Different continent, different plant, different purpose. But the fundamental principle of using natural, buoyant materials to live and work on the water is universal. It's a brilliant example of parallel innovation. This brings us to a final and crucial point. These aren't just historical curiosities. In a world facing new challenges, this ancient knowledge might hold some surprising answers for our own future. Think about the lessons here. Sustainability. They live in perfect harmony with their environment. Resilience. They have adapted to their surroundings for centuries. In a world facing rising sea levels and climate change, this isn't just history. It's a potential blueprint for the future.
The ingenuity of floating architecture and the importance of indigenous knowledge have never been more relevant.
So, I'll leave you with this. Are the floating islands just a tourist curiosity, a relic of the past? Or are they a vital lesson for our future, showing us how we can adapt and innovate as our planet changes? Maybe the future of coastal cities isn't on solid ground, but floating just offshore. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.